welcome to another interesting day. Yes, it's the first day of the week, the 22nd day in the month of January 2024. Welcome to the paper review this morning on Quest Television here in Ughelli, Delta State. My name is Alex Obunaya. We have four papers up for review this morning: the Vanguard, Guardian, Punch, and the Daily Trust. With me this morning is Comrade Victor. Good morning, Comrade.
Yeah, good morning, Alex. We are back again for another beautiful and eventful week. And yes, I have to decide to be Malanized this morning.
Okay. Without further ado, let's look at the papers this morning. We have, at this day, four papers. We start off with Vanguard. The Vanguard newspaper has on its lead story, Vanguard newspaper has, as you can see on your screen, the lead story: wrong time to fall sick in Nigeria. That's the lead story on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. And I'm asking, comrade, is there a right time to fall sick?
There can never be. Yes, but Nigeria is a wrong time. All the doctors are japa.
Okay, so that's the lead story: wrong time to fall sick as cost of medicines skyrockets. It's cost of everything. All right, if you ask me. How abuse of ways and means worsened inflation. That's also on the front page below the wrong time to fall sick story on the front page. And still on the front page of the Vanguard, Abia Radio TV invasion, Bon, NUJ, NGE, carpet police. Afghan Super Eagles targets Group A top spot. That's today in Ivory Coast. And above the masthead, how troops rescued Nabiha's sisters of the Abuja kidnapped victims. And we expect citizens to challenge us over budget performance. That's according to Bugudu. And finally, above the masthead, Abuja Chamber of Commerce to Tinubu, inflation squeezing businesses. You can read up that story on page 9. And our last shot this morning is from Mr. and Mrs. And the two of them are talking. Women should, okay, this is not clear now. Women should know that the love of magnet is the root of all evils. The love of magnets. What does that mean? Okay, that's the man talking, Mr. Now. Let's see Mrs. reply. Men should know it's when they make money that we call them honey. Men should know. Okay, I think it's the love of money now, okay? I think it's clearer now. It's a bit blurred. Women should know that the love of money is the root of all evils. I was wondering what was Magnet doing there. And now Mrs. is saying men should know it's when they make money that we call them honey. Is that true, comrade?
That's true.
Okay. Okay, let's leave it at that now. Okay, let's look at the next paper up for review, the Guardian newspaper. Skepticism over inflation, insecurity, economic outlook. That's on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And you have the picture of Olayemi Cardoso, the #1 man in CBN. Leadership hurdles for opposition parties measure mega structure. Leadership hurdles for opposition parties measure mega structure. Whatever that means, you can read that story on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. Averting catastrophe of brain drain in the health sector. You can read up that on page 12. And below that, theft drops by 82% as $1.2 billion OML 17 production hits 40,000 barrels per day. That's on page 3. And Niger Delta youths to short flow stations cut crude oil outputs. That's not a good one. That's on page 28. And about 50 billion naira properties lost in Ibadan explosion as government ends rescue operation. And we also hear that over 95 or 90% of those injured have been discharged from hospital. Good one. Lagos bans single-use plastics. Styrofoam warns against indiscriminate storage of combustible items. Details are on page 7. Stop Akpabio Abbas from increasing budget. Serap tells court. That's on page 5. And court orders CBN to release MTN's funds repatriation details. You can read up that story on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper. Okay, quickly, let's turn our attention to the Punch newspaper now. Okay, the Punch newspaper, you have it on your screen. Banks enabling rapid growth of abduction industry. How is that happening? Kidnapping epidemic, banks enabling rapid growth of adoption industry. That's according to experts. You can read up the story on pages 2, 4, and 5. Goods destroyed as fire guts 10-story Lagos market building. I saw that last night, Mandalas. That's a sad one. And above the masthead, Dangote Refinery plans supply to 150,000 Ipman stations. Foreign medical school bills gulped $1.58 billion in 6 months. That's according to CBN. And Tinubu panel asked states to suspend low revenue taxes. And I think just one last story from Punch newspaper. Bini or Expressway kidnappers freed my father after 3 million naira ransom. That's according to the son of the kidnapped father. Okay. And finally, the Daily Trust newspaper. ACF rejects relocation of CBN fan offices. Mobilizes top northerners against moves. That's on page 4 of Daily Trust newspaper. Nabiha's sister's freedom, police, family disagree. 16 passengers die in Zaria-Kano highway crash. As a sad one. Electricity subsidy, federal government pays over 5 trillion naira in 10 years. Okay. And still no lights. Okay, I think that's that from the Daily Trust newspaper. Not much stories to look at on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. And I think with that, we want to bring in Comrade Efe Odomo this morning at this time. Yes, wrong time to fall sick in Nigeria. Let's start with that, you know. It's quite, you know, poetic, if you ask me. Yeah. You know, wrong time to fall sick in Nigeria as cost of medicine skyrocket. And I asked, is there a right time to fall sick?
You know, the guy was just trying to make an expression of the situation of things, actually. The doctors are not there. The nurses are not there. Everybody's looking for greener pastures. Some of them are traveling out. In fact, most of them are traveling out. And when you now look at the cost of the drugs itself, is on the very, very high side this period. You know, my wife is the medical line. And that's why she comes back from the market and shows me a very small bag that these drugs here, they are about 50-something thousand. I start wondering, how do you sell these things and make any out of it? And she will say, well, what do? We say have to flow according to the market forces. So actually, the man who said it's a very wrong time. In fact, the wrong time will continue for almost indefinite period, because I don't think things will improve any moment soon. But when you look at the free fall of the naira, as of last week, it was 1,355 to $1. I don't think it will ever improve more than that, because the indices that are leading to the free naira fall are still very much available, and they're even on the rise. So it continues. It's just unfortunate that the man used the medical line. I think it's every part of the economy that is on the high rise, actually. It's not even the right time to be hungry now, because even 2,000 cannot put a good meal on your table in the morning. That is if you are feeding outside. What happens to the home front?
Okay, let's look at the lead story on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Kidnapping epidemic, banks enabling rapid growth of abduction industry. That's according to experts. How are the banks aiding this
Did
industry?
you know, somebody sent me a clip yesterday where the guy was saying that he was duped of 460,000 naira from the bank. And then they were able to trace the guy that did it. And the guy told them that, my friend, is it because we took only 460,000 from you? But the bank managers are the people giving them the codes. They look at your account and say they see some good money there. They send the codes to them and they pull money out. And the man went further to say, out of the 460, the bank manager took 200, himself took 200, and he gave the boys, I did the job 60. And the man said, you are talking to me confidently over my own money. He said, and so are you the one? Are you the only one that is involved? That everybody is involved in the banking industry. So why is your own so special? It may be a true story, it may be a fallacy, but with that type of something, then something smoking must be there. When my cousin came back from the UK 2 months ago, he went to the bank. They told him that he cannot withdraw money. He said, why can't I withdraw? I've been putting money in this account for a very, very long time. I've not been withdrawing because I don't stay here. I cannot spend naira in the UK. Now I'm back here. I want to do a project. I need my money. You are telling me that I cannot withdraw, that my account is dormant, account that I service every month. It took us 6 good hours until the guy started making noise in the banking hall, almost trying to make things difficult for everybody in the bank. Then the manager now called him, and we requested seeing the manager. They said the manager was not around. Unknowingly, it was the man seated near us, was the manager. The man said, oh, look, my friend, come, what's the issue? The man said, are you not hearing my shouts ever since? I said, okay, we will resolve the matter, They said, you go and bring electric bill. And I said, this person lives in UK, you saw the whole credentials that he submitted. Should they not go back to UK and bring electricity bill? Do they use electricity bill in UK? And I said, okay, hold on, we'll resolve it. In less than 30 minutes, they resolve that matter. What type of a situation is that? If somebody now cries out to say that this is what is happening in the banks, somebody will come up to say that, no, that they are speaking evil against the banks. This is practically wrong. Practically wrong. So if they say they are aiding kidnappers, I will not say the person lied, because they supply most information to these kidnappers. This person has also amount of money in his account. So go after him. You know, the country has degenerated to the level that even your next door neighbor is a big suspect now. Like that saying that said, on your way to Destiny, everybody along the road is a suspect. And that's the situation where we are today.
Okay, there's this story on the front page of Daily Trust. Nabiha's sisters, Freedom, police and family disagree. We still do not know if a ransom was paid for the sisters to be freed or the police effected their release.
It will be too difficult to say ransom was not paid from all the stories that have been following this incident. You know, last week, one of the ministers said he will donate 50 million towards the release of these children. Whether that money was donated or not, I don't know, but I believe that money was actually given. You cannot release those children without that ransom. I don't believe it. It was what the family says that I'm going to go along with. Those children have been there for some time. If they could go ahead in killing one and threaten that they will kill the rest if they don't bring that money, and the following day you just say, okay, we'll release them without payment. Is that too possible? I don't think so. I don't think that can be too possible. What I can believe is they may not collect up to what they actually asked for. But those children could have been freed without any ransom.
Now let's look at what's been happening in the last few days. They're being releases of kidnapped victims. Maybe the police, the military, have all swung into action. Why must they wait until it gets to this stage where people are no longer, or maybe like the death? I guess the death of this girl really actually was what triggered all of this. So why must they wait until something happens before they take action?
You know, we never, in Nigeria, so to say, we don't take preemptive actions. We only take actions when something has happened. And that can be deadly to our livelihood. All the kidnappings that have been going on, look, I continue saying something. If they want to tame these people, they can easily tame them. We have the drone. We have the machineries to trace and trail where these people are. But nobody is prepared to do that. Even those who were entrusted the security of the nation into their hands are also afraid of their lives too. The rate of attacks on the military, police, and other paramilitary is on the increase. Everybody's afraid. Nobody wants to stick out his neck. But all I should have said is, if we are serious as a nation, we can nip these things in the bud. Why do you allow people to live in the forest? Is the forest a place for human beings to live? From creation, this life was divided into two. Forest is for animals. The town is for humans. Why do you not allow the humans to go to the forest and start living there? Now you kidnap somebody today, at that very point you kidnap another one tomorrow, next tomorrow you are still kidnapping at that very point, and we have security agencies. Don't we have intelligence report anymore in our security system? If the intelligence report is working and up and doing, then I think they should be able to nip these things in the bud. And was it not the same last week? They said whether they kidnapped from a barrack, which is uncalled for. If a security man continues telling the employer about his dreams, then of course It's the employer that is not watching over the security man. If the security we depend on is now being the victims almost on a daily basis, then who are you and I that will come out and stick our neck out that we are safe?
Okay, let's see if we can quickly add. There are two issues I think we should just quickly now. The first one is the attack on a TV station in Abia State.
By hoodlums?
By police officers. They went there to arrest someone. Apparently, I think from the story, the wife of the man or someone, a relative of the man, had gone to the police station to write a petition against allegations against him. And so when they saw him on the TV station, they just stormed the place, and they destroyed equipment just to effect the man's arrest.
That is overzealousness on the side of the police. What concerns the TV station? Why don't they wait for the man to, or the man to come out and arrest him peacefully? Must you attack the station? We don't do things as if we are a secluded nation. We are part of the Committee of Nations of this earth, and we also have to borrow lists from the Western world and other countries to see the way they do things. You do not go and take laws into your hand because you want to arrest somebody. If at the end of the day the man is now proven innocent, what happens? Are you going to compensate the man and rebuild the television station? You see, we should be civilized, actually. We should be civilized.
Okay.
Those type of people and those type of things should not be allowed to go unpunished at all.
Yes, indeed. Finally, Nigeria Super Eagles will be in action today. Group A match in Ivory Coast. We'll be playing against Guinea-Bissau, and there's still so much to happen. It's still all for grabs. Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Equatorial Guinea, and even Guinea-Bissau themselves, who, as we speak, are almost out, but anything can happen.
The group is dicey. Nigeria should try as much as possible to avoid an upset. We should go out for a win. Somebody was saying that if we draw, we should not be talking of if we draw.
Well, that's the least result we should get.
Yes,
if we get,
we should not even think about it at all. We are a powerhouse when we talk of football. We should go out outrightly and win that match. If Nigeria wins, Nigeria tops the group. The dicey situation now will not be between Equatorial Guinea and the Ivory Coast, because if Ivory Coast is able to beat Equatorial Guinea, then they will qualify alongside Nigeria. Then Guinea-Bissau and Equatorial Guinea will be out. But I foresee a situation where the Ivory Coast may not find it too easy, because they already have 3 points. Equatorial Guinea is having...
They're on 4 points.
On 4 points with Nigeria.
Yeah.
So if they draw, then Equatorial Guinea has qualified alongside with Nigeria. But if they lose, then Equatorial Guinea will go up. But if Ivory Coast wins now, Ivory Coast will join Nigeria in the other group.
Yes.
Then they will be having 6 points. Nigeria will have 7 points. I'm optimistic that Nigeria will win that match.
Okay.
Because I am a Nigerian and I want us to actually win.
Yes,
though
indeed.
we didn't buy boot for other nations too.
Yes, indeed. Okay, but let me correct one impression. Even if Cote d'Ivoire beat Equatorial Guinea may still qualify with 4 points, because there are 24 teams, 12 qualify automatically, and then 4 from the best losers join the 12 to go at 16. So they still may qualify because they have 4 points.
So that's under probability.
Very healthy.
When you're talking of the original qualifiers, it's 1 and 2.
The first 2. Yes. Very true. Very true. And here is wishing the Super Eagles all the best as they take on Guinea-Bissau today in Ivory Coast in the 3rd group match of the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations known as AFCON 2023. It is on that note we say bye for now. Thank you so much, Comrade Efe Odomo, for doing justice to the issues.
Tomorrow.
And tomorrow, God willing, we will be back. My name is Alex Abunnaya. Good morning. And Question Day will be, up and running in a matter of a few minutes. Michael Gubadia is around the corner to come, to discuss with you what he has today on the program. Good morning.